An unknown killer, completely unfamiliar to anyone, is leaving behind a brutally murdered body in a gruesome manner every single day. How would you feel? This scenario takes place in the Whitechapel area of London in the year 1888. This region was characterized by extreme poverty and a rampant spread of crime and prostitution, all due to the harsh socio-economic conditions prevailing during that period. On the morning of August 31st, 1888, at around 3:45 a.m., a lifeless body was discovered lying on the pavement in Whitechapel. This body bore deep wounds on its neck, had its abdomen torn open, and was horrifically mutilated. The victim was identified as a woman named Mary Ann Nichols, known to be involved in prostitution. This discovery prompted the authorities to call upon the police to initiate an investigation and uncover the identity of the perpetrator. Despite diligent efforts involving the search for evidence and extensive inquiries, the police were unable to reach any conclusive outcomes. 8 days later, on September 8, 1888, in the early morning hours, another brutally mutilated body was found in Whitechapel. This victim, Annie Chapman, had some of her internal organs removed with a high degree of skill, indicating the perpetrator's anatomical knowledge. Subsequently, on September 30th, 1888, at around 1 a.m., the police found the body of Elizabeth Stride, who had a deep wound on her neck but head body was not deformed. This discrepancy led to differing opinions, some suggesting the same killer, others positing a different perpetrator, while some argued that circumstances prevented the usual level of mutilation. Later on the same day, the body of Catherine Eddowes was discovered, grotesquely disfigured with her abdomen torn open and certain organs missing. Next, on November 9, 1888, in the early morning, the body of Mary Jane Kelly was found in her own residence, horrendously mutilated, with her internal organs removed and her body skillfully dissected. She became the most severely mutilated among these 5 victims. The commonality among these victims was their involvement in prostitution. The investigations by the police yielded no substantial results, as witness testimonies varied widely. The serial killings spread fear and panic throughout the area, as the police struggled to apprehend the perpetrator. Amidst this turmoil, the police received half a human kidney in a parcel, and a series of letters claimed to be from the perpetrator, signing as Jack The Ripper. Yes, from here he was called Jack the Ripper. Yet, there was no concrete evidence to authenticate these correspondences as being from the actual killer. They might have been intended to mislead investigators or even sensationalize the events, as the Jack the Ripper case dominated headlines at the time. As for the suspects, numerous individuals were considered, but inadequate evidence hindered conclusive identification. Among these were Montague John Drute, a lawyer and teacher with some surgery interests, who was found dead after the last crime. Although some theories link him to the crimes, concrete evidence is lacking. Another suspect was Aaron Kosminski, a Polish resident of Whitechapel who was hospitalized months after the last murder. Michael Ostrog, a Russian criminal and physician, was also a suspect but lacked sufficient evidence to support the accusations. However, the charge was not proven against any of the suspects due to the lack of sufficient evidence. The Jack the Ripper case has become a source of inspiration for numerous literary and artistic works, like the horror novel The Lodger by Marie Adelaide Lones. Despite the many theories and suspects, the identity of Jack the Ripper remains an unsolved mystery to this day. The Whitechapel murders have continued to captivate our imagination, making it one of history's most perplexing enigmas. We hope you've enjoyed this story, and we invite you to share your thoughts and opinions on the case in the comments. And who is the real Jack the Ripper in your opinion?